Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the WCTV Game of the Week. We are here for our WMAA championship games tonight. This is Creed Henderson on the call. I'm joined by
Christian Dunham.
And we are both very inexperienced announcers, so we'll go ahead and get that out of the way, that we apologize for any hiccups along the way. Tonight we have the Mill Creek Lady Mavericks versus the Grassland Lady Generals. That's our first game of the night. And for the starters, we've got on Mill Creek, we have Olivia Galloway, Leilani Washington, Alana Poole, JC Mays, and Sydney Dickinson. And the starters for Grassland are Ella Ryan, Mia Hassan, Ella DeYoung, Sarah McAdams, and Dylan Garner.
Sweet.
We start out right out of the gate.
Looks like Mill Creek. I think it was Alana Poole.
First bucket of the game. We're a little short on announcers tonight because we had one of our normal announcers had to get called into work. One was under the weather, and one is actually coaching in the game. That is Mr. Paul Brees. He's the coach of the Grassland Lady Generals. And so we wish Paul well, but we're not going to pull for any one side or the other. We're going to remain partial here, Christian.
Yes.
Looks like that was out of bounds. Olivia couldn't quite haul that one in. And we're seeing these teams for the first time this year, so we're learning along with our viewers here. We don't cover many middle school games throughout the year. We cover mostly high school games. So it's kind of actually a treat for us to get to end our season covering the WMAA championships. It lets us kind of end with a final game, and we don't typically cover the TSSAA championships.
And Washington with the bucket.
Nice three-pointer there. Leilani actually talked to me before the game. She was making sure I knew how to say her name correctly. I got a little note here, and so that was a nice shot by her. There we are.
Hey.
This is Christian and I.
Hello.
Like I said, we're going to be doing our best. I'm Creed. This is Christian. And we're going to be doing our best to call this thing tonight. It looks like the Lady Mavericks are trying to pressure the ball as it comes in, and so far it is working. Nice defensive play that time by Mia Hassan to kind of get in there and knock that thing away. Good, yeah, very nice. Good ball movement there by the Lady Generals. Got him a pretty open shot. That was number 2, Ella Ryan with the bucket.
Good movement with the ball.
Very nice drive there. That was Alana Poole. Nice kind of dive into the middle and kind of protected the ball as she drove and got a nice layup out of it. Very nice. Nice interior passing there.
Dylan Garner with the bucket. There she is right there.
Our crew tonight, our WCTV crew, we got your brother, Gavin. He's running the floor camera. We have Dayton up here running the camera 1. Oh, we lost signal there for a second. And we'll try not to bump a cable. I don't know if that was us or them, but couldn't quite finish on the layup there.
Making a drive down the court.
We're losing power to our monitor up here, but I'm hoping it stays with us.
Oh, wonderful shot by Ella Ryan. The three-pointer.
Oh, nice drive there. Little reverse layup by Leilani Washington. Looked like Mill Creek got a little too aggressive with the press that time and got the foul. Now, we don't really have a scoreboard that's keeping up with which players have which fouls, so we'll just have to kind of rely on the coaches down there to pull them in and out of the game.
Got a minute 55 in the first period.
That's right, and that's a good point. In the middle school games, they play 6-minute quarters. We've been in high school, of course, they do 8-minute quarters. So these quarters are going to fly by. You got to get your points in and do what you can in a shorter amount of time in middle school.
So far, it's a tie game. Let's see what the Mavericks can do here.
And Grassland's defense, they seem to be content to kind of let them come up to the three-point line, but they're not really pressing. They're not letting them get any kind of drive going if possible, and that time they're able to get the double dribble and the turnover.
Yeah. Grassland now with the ball.
Mill Creek is definitely putting the pressure on, trying to, and it paid off again.
Yep. They've been playing a lot of good defense so far in this game.
Great pass by Leilani.
It paid off in the end.
And Alana Poole cleaned that one up. It seems like Alana is everywhere. She made the bucket, then immediately came back and made the steal.
Foul number 2, Ella Ryan, her first. Team's first for that.
Washington with the ball. Good use of space there.
That looked like it got partially blocked. Well, that time Grassland beat the press.
There you go, Dylan Gardner with the two-pointer.
Got a scrum for the ball down there. Looks like they're going to go with the jump ball, and it's Grassland's ball on the jump. So that's likely to be the story tonight. If Grassland can beat the press here that Mill Creek's putting on, they might get some easy buckets on the other end.
Curious to see what Grassland will be able to do here with 13 seconds left on the clock.
Whoop. They did pretty good to get the ball up the court there, but just couldn't quite
hold on to it.
couldn't quite hold on to it on the other end.
Stroll down the court.
And Mill Creek has gone with the roll in to preserve as much of this remaining 5 seconds as they can. Didn't quite come up with a big bucket at the end. And after one, we're kind of right back where we started, Christian. It's 11-11, and pretty even first quarter of ball.
Yeah.
I'll take this opportunity to mention to everybody we're streaming. If they haven't checked out any of our live streams this year, we'll be doing our best to live stream the games that we cover. You can find those on wc-tv.net. That's our website. We have started streaming not only our basketball games, we also do monthly meetings that we stream on there, and it's all through YouTube, which you can find us WCTV Net on YouTube. So for anybody who's looking, that's where you can check us out. Well, it's kind of tough to say what adjustments are being made. It doesn't seem to be going, too poorly for either team so far. So I'd say Grassland just wants to keep beating the press. Mavericks probably want to put on even more pressure if they can, get even more turnovers, and try to keep the ball on this half of the court.
Yeah.
And the Lady Mavericks will start this quarter with the ball. Now, hopefully, I've talked to Darren Joins, the county athletic director. I tried to coax him into coming to announce for us tonight for the boys' game. I'm not sure it's going to happen. We also were trying to get Coach Brees, after his game's over, to announce possibly, but we know he's got to do stuff with his team, win or lose, talk to him and all that. So, not sure how long you're going to be stuck with us, but it could be a while. I'm going to do some adjustments on this screen, Christian, while they're going, so just keep an eye on what happens.
Of course.
Fouls on number 2, Ella Ryan, her second, team second.
Don't know if that'll help, but
I guess we'll find out.
I guess we'll find out.
Mavericks possession. Good pass out to the 3-point line.
Pretty wide open three there, and it kind of had a friendly roll and bounced in. That was
JC Mays, I think.
What's that?
I think that was JC Mays that made that initial.
Or Madison Graham, I'm not sure.
Can't quite see.
It was a nice extra pass there by Dylan, but the lane kind of clogged up after she made it and weren't able to get anything going. Nice block by Dylan.
Defense by Grassland.
Nice little break there by Grassland.
Ella DeYoung.
Point scored by Ella DeYoung.
It was a good look. Just didn't quite fall for Madison.
Grassland with the possession. Ella Ryan with the shot.
Again, pretty wide open. Just not being able to get it to fall. A little bit of contact that wasn't called, but Grassland was not able to capitalize.
Yeah.
And it looked like Coach Burgess wanted a timeout there.
Timeout, Mill Creek is a full timeout.
Takes a full timeout. I think he's just trying to clean up a little bit of the sloppiness, that with the ball handling there and kind of get his team back under control. Great atmosphere here tonight. Lots of folks coming out to support these two teams.
Yes, sir. It seems the Mavericks over there, they have a good student section.
Good home
on.
crowd, yeah.
Getting excited over flips over there.
All right, breaking the huddle, coming on back out after the timeout. Again, definitely interesting to see the two styles of defense. Grassland is perfectly comfortable just kind of chilling back. They're not pressing up. You know, they're just picking up that half-court defense, and it's paying off for them like you see there. Nice break. Oh, but a great chase down block there by Elena Poole. Elena didn't give up on the play and came back to clean it up.
Three-point shot.
Madison Graham with a nice three-pointer. Nice idea there by the Lady Generals, trying to break that press, but couldn't quite connect on the pass. There we see the three-pointer by Madison. Thanks for the slow-mo from the truck there. We got Lance West and Michael Hutchinson in the truck. Appreciate it, guys. And there we see the Lady Generals huddle. Coach Brees. He's trying to tell them what they need to do to kind of get back in this thing.
Current score is 19-13 with 3 minutes left in the clock in the second period. Curious to see how the Grasslands team, see if they can pull through and maybe pull some tricks out of their sleeves.
All right, they're breaking the huddle. And Coach Burgess is still talking to him. Trying to get some last-minute instructions there in before we start back up here. And like you say, only 3 minutes left in the half. It's going quick. Little runner just off there for Leilani.
Good pass made by the Generals.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good getting the ball inside. They've either not quite connected with the pass or just been a little off on some of those layups, but I think they're getting what they want there. They just got to kind of execute a little bit better on the back end of that. Nice inbounds play there.
Owen Gardner, number 50.
Grassland to inbound.
Good movement up the court.
Yeah, got it over top of the press, and it paid off. Who was that made that? Mia Hassan with the bucket. Great job making the extra pass there at the end by the Generals, too.
Great movement up the court again. Mia Hassan. No luck. Mia Hassan going for a second time.
Grassland's been able to pull this game a little tighter here. It's 19-17. We only got a minute 20 left in the half.
Yeah, they're starting to show a little bit more aggression, I think, going up the court.
They're getting over top of the press, and that's definitely helping them out. They're getting some nice looks.
In the game for William Mavericks, 34, Eddie Wilson Weedman for Mays.
J.C. May comes out of the game to get a rest. Leilani with some great speed that time driving down the court. Just couldn't quite collect it to get the layup under control. Looked like Coach Brees might have got a timeout in there.
57 seconds left on the clock.
Just a 30-second one. He was just kind of trying to get everything under control, calm them down. They've made a nice little run here and can try to tie it up or go ahead if they hit a three. There we see Coach Brees working, kind of giving out instructions. I don't know if he's looking for his marker board. I think he's just telling everybody there's 57 seconds left in the half, play under control, and we're right in this thing. And there you see Coach Burgess. He's got his team fired up. Grassland to inbound. Dangerous pass there. Trying to go over the top and was well read there by Sydney Dickinson. Great steal by Leilani. Just too fast to kind of throw that pass over top. She's able to get under it and make the steal.
Good movement. Grassland with possession.
Yeah, in and out there for Addison. Ooh, nice layup.
Ryan with the layup. 30 seconds left on the clock. It's now tied
Tie ball game. So Grassland brought it back. We're in a little bit of a deficit, but kind of kept calm and brought it all the way back. It looks like Mill Creek's going to try to hold for the last shot of the half here. Little two-man game between Leilani and Alana. Maybe not quite the shot they were looking for going into the half. It was a little off balance, but still got one up. And at the worst, if you take the last shot, they're still going in tied. So that's what we have here. So going into halftime, we're once again, just like at the end of the first quarter, we're right back where we started. It's tied up 19-19, and we got a great second half of basketball after this halftime. All right, Christian, we are back after a pretty quick halftime. I would say that's a quicker halftime than our high school games as well.
Yes.
But we are back, and it is 19-19, all tied up after a first half of basketball. We have the Mill Creek Lady Mavericks as the home team, the Grassland Lady Generals as the away team. And it's been a great game so far, very even.
Curious to see if the Grassland Generals will keep up their aggression that they started showing in the latter of that second half.
They were definitely getting some points, breaking the press, and that was good. I don't see the Mavericks changing anything. I think they're still going to be very aggressive on their defense to try to cause chaos for Grassland. That's kind of been the story of the game, and how that's played out has kind of determined who's been up and who's been down at any certain time. Little running hook shot there. You don't see too many of those these days. One of my favorite shots, the hook shot. Almost unguardable.
Whoa.
Nice aggressive drive to the basket there, just couldn't quite finish. And
yeah, Mill Creek has been having a little trouble there trying to get that into the basket.
Yeah, but they've been rebounding well, and it paid off here by getting the foul call for them. This is Alana Poole shooting the free throws. She's kind of been everywhere tonight for Mill Creek. She hits the first. A little bit off the back of the iron there on the second one. Ella Ryan there checked up twice. She almost was ready to fire, but decided against it. Great interior pass there. I want to give credit to
Sam McAdams
with the score, but Dylan Garner with a great dish there, finding McAdams on the break. Grassland, a little bit of a trap here in the corner. Almost paid off.
Mia Hassan with the block.
Yeah, it's interesting now. It's Grassland's defense is starting to cause Mill Creek a little bit of trouble. They're having a little bit of trouble inbounding here.
Losing a little bit of their momentum that they had in the beginning there.
Feels like it, yeah. You know, this is not like the new XFL league where we get to hear all the stuff. We don't know what Coach Burgess or Coach Brees told their teams at halftime, but we'll have to see if anybody changes anything up drastically here in the second half. Long three-pointer there by Alana. And Grassland's ball. So the Lady Generals kind of weathering the storm there on defense that trip. Had multiple shots and attempts by the Mavericks, but came out unscathed. It looked like Mia couldn't believe how wide open she was, and it actually caused her to travel when she went to take the shot. So I see our athletic director, Darren Joins, is in the building. Hoping he will join or take over the microphone duties for the boys' game. Looked like we might have had maybe a legal screen call there. I didn't quite see it. We got 3:12 left in the half. Again, these 6-minute quarters just go by so quickly. Dangerous pass there from Grassland. And a nice dish on on the drive from Elena. Leilani couldn't quite finish that one off, though.
Back down to Mia. Ella takes a shot.
Nice little kick-out pass there, and led to the nice three-pointer.
They definitely seem to be the Generals. They've definitely been the team that has been controlling the second half of the game.
Kind of coming out of halftime with momentum on their side, so that's interesting. I think you kind of see that going into halftime. They caught up. They were down about 5, and they caught up, and they've kind of kept that momentum going into the second half. Great rebound there by J.C. Mays, just a little too hard on the putback.
Grassland with possession again.
Very nice.
Elodie Young.
Mia did a good job breaking the press, dribbling through, and finding the open person. And a steal by Grassland, just continuing to pile on here.
Mia trying to find space. Young taking the shot.
It looks like Coach Burgess has had enough. There we see Athletic Director Darren Jones. He has joined us in the stands here, and it's good to have him in the building. If you haven't caught Darren, he does a show for us on WCTV every week. He's the WCS Sports Connection host, and so he does usually actually 2 shows a week. He does the normal Sports Connection show, and then he does a coach's show that leads up to our game of the week that plays on Fridays. So you can catch his shows on Wednesday and Friday on WCTV. Well, yeah, like I said, Coach Burgess looked like he had enough of this little run that Grassland was on. Calls a timeout just to try to calm things down. There we see the Grassland cheerleaders. They're doing a great job, and so are the Mavericks cheerleaders as well. Really fun atmosphere here in the building tonight. Everybody
For sure.
a little cold outside. We actually had snowflakes this morning as I was driving into work. I think everybody's happy to be inside out of the chilliness.
Yeah.
Well, it's the Lady Mavericks ball coming out of the timeout, and they are hoping to now they're kind of the ones that are in the position where they got to play a little bit of catch-up and kind of try to swing that momentum back. Looks like it might be a jump ball call there. Yep. Everybody was fighting for it, but nobody could rip it away. So the Lady Mavericks keep the ball on the jump ball.
1 minute and 13 left in the period, with the Mavericks having 20 on the board and the Generals having 29.
I'm certain Coach Burgess doesn't want to let this lead get any more, right? This is the time to kind of start chipping away at it, so that in the fourth quarter you don't have a huge deficit. And just unkind, iron unkind there for Alana. Seemed like a good drive and a good shot, just didn't quite fall.
No great foul number 15, Alana Poole. That's her team second of the half.
So many times you see that where someone misses a shot, they're a little frustrated, and they immediately make the foul because of the frustration for missing the shot, so it's hard not to do that.
Find some open space.
Not a bad shot by the Generals. They're playing a little bit of kind of passing it in, getting it back out, trying to find the open shot. They found it there, just didn't go in. Alana Poole brings the ball back up the court for the Mavericks.
15 seconds left on the clock. Hook shot.
Great drive and layup there by Alana Poole. Almost fell there. That would have been a heartbreaker for the Mavericks if the Generals had scored another three-pointer going in, but they didn't. So only a 7-point game going into the fourth quarter. I'm sure Coach Burgess is telling his team, this is no problem. We can go on a run, and we're going to be right back in this thing. So
For sure.
we got a good fourth quarter lined up here. We see on the other side of the court there, the Mavericks cheerleaders they're kind of doing 2x2 jump tumbles while the rest of the cheerleaders cheer them on. And it looks like the big finale here. And the crowd's loving it. So, Christian, have you ever been able to flip like that in your life?
I wish I could, but I can't.
I have also never been that talented. So, congrats to those girls for being able to do that at such a young age.
About to start off the fourth period here.
Yep. It's going to be Generals ball, start of the fourth period. And it looks like the Mavericks are really dialing up that pressure again. I'm sure Coach Burgess told them, we got to cause chaos on defense here. Boy, but it's not affecting Ella Ryan. Stone cold there.
Sinks one in from the third.
Looks like the Mavericks are trying to stick with what's working for them, with Alana Poole kind of just taking the ball, kind of isolating and driving to try to get that score, but she was just off on the layup that time.
Mavericks take possession.
Nice look there by Leilani, and I think it was Olivia that scored it.
I think it was Olivia Galloway who was able to finally sink the shot in.
That's important. If you get those open looks, if Grafton's going to give them those open looks, they got to take, especially with 5 minutes and 16 seconds left, they got to take advantage of every one of them at this point.
I think that's really going to be the key, is finding that open space and being able to share the ball.
And, Grassland, you might think at some point, you probably start killing some clock, but it looks like if they have the open three, they're going to take it. On the other end, Alana, I think she's going to be their key to bringing this thing back, and she's doing everything she can.
Yeah, finding that open space.
Leilani getting a hand in there, but not quite able to reel it in after she made the steal.
General was able to keep possession.
Great job by Leilani Washington that time. Just saw the opportunity, reached in, and got the jump ball call. And that's exactly what the Mavericks needed.
Yeah, looking for open space.
It'd be interesting to see if the Mavericks keep kind of moving through Poole to make things happen. That seems to be the game plan that's working for them.
Look at Galloway.
They're kind of trying to repeat of last time that worked for them, but great steal by Poole.
There we go with Sydney Dickinson.
Led to the bucket, so doing what they got to do. It's down to a 4-point game. And I tell you what, the atmosphere in here is starting to build. You can feel everybody starting to get on the edge of their seats.
Mavericks with 28 and the Generals with 32.
And it looks like the Mavericks were able to cause the turnover there. It was rough, kind of a scramble for the ball, but I think that Mia Hassan's foot was just on the line as she grabbed it. So turns it over, and, man, this thing's coming down to the wire. Great open look again. Sydney Dickinson is kind of come on here.
Grasson has regained the ball. Oh, the Mavericks.
Another jump ball. It looks like Coach Brees might have had enough of the comeback here, so he's called his own timeout to try to calm things down.
Mavericks have really just been able to make a drive, bringing it back up to 30.
There you see Coach Brees, not super happy that he's let the Lady Mavericks back in this thing. I'm sure he would have liked to have kind of put it away, eaten some clock, and just gone ahead and ended this thing out with his team winning. But the Lady Mavericks are having none of that tonight, Christian. You know, it's interesting. Traditionally, we cover games all through the high school season, and we cover a lot of blowout games that are not close. Traditionally, whenever we do these middle school championship games, they are fantastic games, and the Lady Generals and the Lady Mavericks are showing that again tonight. Keeping it close, and it's kind of gone back and forth both ways throughout the game. So,
immediately following the conclusion of the girls' game, we'll have a presentation of the runner-up and champions trophies. In the boys' finals, approximately 6 minutes after those.
And so, for anybody who doesn't know, a lot of the middle school teams for Williamson County and for Franklin Special School District are in their own league called the WMAA. That's the championships we're doing tonight. They're not in the TSSAA, although some of them are. So this is the ultimate trophy for them. If they can win this, that's their tournament, and that's what they're shooting for the end of the year.
Time for that open space. The Mavericks were able to gain control of the ball.
Fouls on number 2, Ella Ryan, her third, team second of the second half.
Well, they can either tie it up or go ahead here if they're able to score a bucket. And instead, they turn it over. So now it's on the Lady Generals to try to get this ball up the court.
Good use of their space. Yeah, grabbing the ball.
That was big for the Lady Generals. They needed a point to kind of break this run that the Mavericks have been on, and they were able to get it there.
2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. Lana able to find some room, but no dice.
That drive's been there all night. It's just a question of whether she can finish it or not. Oh, big call there. Ooh. They called the charge on Ella Ryan. It looked like there was a little bit of an extension of the arm, so I can see the call, but I'm sure Coach Brees isn't super thrilled with it. I'm certain he was hoping to get some points that time and not just turn the ball right back over. So
sure.
That's a tough one.
Now to Washington.
Great shot there.
2 minutes left to go, and Grassland Generals are still taking the lead.
Looked like they called the foul on the floor there on Leilani Washington. We're not shooting free throws yet. Only the team fourth foul, so not shooting just yet. Minute 56 left to go in the game.
Mavericks gain control. And that'll tie up the game with 1 minute and 48 seconds left to go.
I missed. They get the steal right off the inbound as well? Yeah. Wow. Looked like there's an over-the-back call there on the rebound.
44, Cindy Dickinson, her third, team's
fifth team foul on the Mavericks. So here we go. 1:30 left. Tie ball game.
Generals with possession. Finding Mia out in the open.
Nice little hesitation there.
There we go.
Kind of collected herself. calm down and then just drain the two-pointer.
Mavericks back with the possession.
And all night long,
Tie
Alana
game
Poole.
once again at a minute left in the clock. Grassland keeps possession.
Alana Poole's found that drive all night long, and she's finishing it now when it matters.
No dice.
Very close one there by
42 seconds left.
Leilani Washington. Had the drive, decided she was going to take it all the way, just couldn't quite connect. I think there was going to be a foul call, but it looked like the timeout happened before the foul. This is going to be a full timeout. Coach Brees wants to calm his girls down, get a play. There's 34 seconds left, so he's wanting to really kind of find the right play to end this game. I don't know if he's going to try to hold for the last shot. You think that might happen. Some of that might also depend on the pressure that the Lady Mavericks put on here. The Lady Generals have had some trouble inbounding if the pressure's really turned up by the Mavericks. That's going to be interesting to watch to see if they can get a clean inbound, and then if they're able to hold or not for the shot if the pressure's too much from the Lady Mavericks.
Sure. I've been really impressed to see how these middle schoolers have been playing compared to high school games this year. And they've been keeping it really interesting, really tight.
Yep. And then you see Coach Burgess over there. You can't see him. He's down on the floor in the huddle, but he's very passionately telling his girls there are 34 seconds left. We have got to score one time and take this win. And so I'm sure he's wanting them to ratchet up the defense and just go crazy on causing chaos for Grassland to inbound this basketball.
Grassland will start with possession.
So here we go, Christian. Pretty good look inbounds.
Yeah, found some open space.
It
Takes the shot.
It looks like that was
ball game.
Yeah, well, it's not ball game. That's what was drawn up there by Coach Brees. But now they've got to hold on for another 17 seconds.
A lot of passion going on down there.
Wow. Alana
Tie
Poole
game once again.
tied it up. There's 4 seconds left. I think Coach Brees just used what is probably his last timeout. So he's wanting to it looks like he's wanting to put in, he's asking where he's going to get the ball at the end of the timeout. Looks like they'll get it at half court. So 2.9 seconds. That's enough time to run a play. I'm sure he's going to have something in mind that he wants. It was interesting that they didn't try to hold for a final shot last time. They were willing to take the shot once they got it where they wanted it and live with it, and it worked for them. But then a great job all night, like I said, Alana Poole on the other side, just at will kind of getting that layup and tying the Mavericks back up. They've put 3.2 on the clock now, so 3.2 left. And we'll see if Coach Brees can work some magic on this play, or we might be headed to overtime.
Grassland was able to get in control. Looks like we're heading into overtime.
Yep, not able to get a good look there. They really kind of had to heave that one up, and were not able to get the look they were trying to find there. So we've played 4, but that's not quite enough for this game. These two teams are very evenly matched. That's obvious. And 38-38 after 4, and we're going to have to go to at least one more. What's that? Awesome. Huh? Sorry, I was talking to Coach Joins off mic there. He says, we're going to get a special treat in the boys game. we're actually going to have Dr. Jeremy Qualls as the color commentator, and that should be one for the ages. So, Christian, I believe we're going to be outshone in the second game. That's okay. I'm happy to have those guys doing it. All right, but we got more game in this exciting matchup. It looks like it's a 3-minute overtime period, so it's half the length of a normal quarter. The normal quarters go by quick. I can only imagine this is going to go by even quicker, so it's going to be interesting to see who jumps out. Ref not quite happy with how everybody's lining up on the jump ball here. Interesting that they actually go ahead and re-jump it on the overtime.
Mavericks are going to keep possession. Go for a three-pointer.
Ooh, that was close by Leilani Washington.
Jenna was able to keep possession. Mia with the drive.
Oh, just off on the layup. Had the open look and wasn't quite able to capitalize. Looks like that might have been a partial block there. I'm not sure.
Keep it in play.
Another open look for Grassland. Had a great arc on the ball there, just a little short. And a nice rebound by Alana Poole.
Aggressions by both teams right now.
Poole's really been everywhere for the Lady Mavericks tonight. Probably has the most rebounds. Probably has the most points. I don't have a total in front of me, unfortunately, but and really when they've needed a bucket, she's kind of been the go-to person they're looking for. Looks like Coach Burgess is going to want to talk this one over with his girls. Kind of get a little game plan of his own. This is a great opportunity. A minute's been shaved off the clock. Still 38-38. And this is really the chance for the Mavericks to go up in the game and then hopefully hold Grassland off. The gym is really filled up even more. We got a lot of people on our side of the court now as well. And so fantastic to see this kind of support for these two teams.
Of course.
All right, we're coming out of the huddle, and it's going to be interesting to see what Coach Burgess has drawn up here.
Mavericks will start with the ball. On a Poole. Leilani.
Looked like Poole stepped just out of bounds. Couldn't quite haul in the pass from Leilani Washington. And costly turnover there. Generals are going to be looking to capitalize on it.
Can they keep possession?
Oh! Coach Brees a little dejected because just as fast as it went one way, it goes back the other.
1:39 left on the clock as the Mavericks take possession.
Oh!
Who will gain possession here? Mavericks seem to come out on top.
That was interesting. Looked like it could have been, there was some tie-up at center court where it looked like the foul could have been called, but it wasn't, so that was interesting. Oh, we got the foul call. Sydney Dickinson not afraid to shoot the open shot that she got, just a little short on it. Great rebound by Olivia Galloway, and she's going to tell you what, these are those free throws that when you're a kid in the driveway, this is your moment where you're practicing. A minute left in overtime to win the championship.
And the Mavericks will pull in front now.
And Olivia's got ice water in her veins because she sinks the first one no problem. The crowd not happy with which way that ball going out of bounds was called, but it's hard to tell from here. But the Mavericks go ahead. It's on the Generals now to see whether they can play catch-up.
Grassland keeping it in play. Mavericks take possession.
And they immediately get the foul call. That's big. Sarah not happy that she committed that foul. She was definitely not trying to. Just kind of the craziness of the game, and she couldn't quite get her hands on the basketball.
On a pool again with the ball.
And it looked like Dylan was like, you've driven on me about 7 times this game, and I'm a little bit tired of it. Nice block there by Dylan Garner.
Trying to find some open space. Back to Pool.
Grassland bringing up some pressure because they cannot wait it out at this point. And just a little too active there was, I think, Poole, I'm not sure if Coach Brees might have got a timeout. Looks like he got the timeout.
39-38 with 24 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, 24 seconds. That's there's only been 1 point scored in the whole overtime so far, so it could be that's the 1 point that wins the entire championship. We'll have to see.
But we know, especially from the last quarter, 24 seconds is plenty of time for either teams to score. Either way.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And Coach Brees not super excited with how this has gone, but looks like he has something drawn up here to hopefully get his girls a bucket. And here we go.
Grassland with the ball. Finding Olivia.
And we're down under 13 seconds left in the game.
Back to Olivia. Hooking the shot.
Wow. That was a nice aggressive drive by Mia. And she wasn't able to get the bucket, but it paid off with the foul call. So once again, these free throws critical to either tie it up or go ahead.
A lot of energy in the crowd tonight.
Big bucket, big bucket.
Tying up the score, 39-39 with 4 seconds on the clock. One more shot to go.
And it looks like Coach Burgess is wanting to talk to his girls about what to do in the different scenarios that could happen at the end of this free throw.
Timeout, no free. 30 seconds, timeout.
Coach Burgess is telling them, basically, if they make it, here's what you have to do. You have to get the ball down court, and we got to score quick. I'm not sure. I think he still has a couple timeouts, so that might also be the call. Do you want to take a timeout, or do you want to go with it? That's what he's having to tell them right now. It looks like Grassland is out of timeouts, so that's not an option for them. And anyone who's my age remembers there's a Michigan game that's famous where there was a timeout called when they didn't have one to call, and that's a technical foul. And so your Grassland, you definitely don't want to do that. Pressure free throw here for Mia Hassan.
Takes the shot. Tie game.
And it looks like we are going to a second overtime, Christian.
Double overtime.
This game has too much excitement for 4 quarters. It has too much excitement for an extra overtime period. We need a 6th period.
Every period so far has been left on a tie game.
And it's interesting there, the entire overtime period, both teams only scored 1 point, but that's all they needed to keep playing. So some pressure free throws there I'm sure both of those girls wish they could have hit both instead of one of two, but they both did just enough to keep their teams playing.
A lot of tension and a lot of pressure in the crowd tonight.
Yeah, all these parents are really hoping, after such a long season, and it's kind of all comes down to this, and to have such a close game, you hate for either team to have to lose, but really both teams have played fantastic tonight and shown why they're here to begin with.
Absolutely.
And here we go, overtime tip number 2, and last time the tip went the Mavericks' way in overtime. We'll see if it happens again.
Grassland able to take possession of the ball.
Yeah, it looked like Sydney actually got the tip, but Grassland quicker to pick it up. Wow. Garner. Big bucket there by Dylan Garner. And that's huge. If last overtime tells us anything, that might be enough to win this game.
Wasn't able to tack on that extra point.
No, but it looks like an unfortunate bounce there for Mill Creek. Just bounced off the player's shoe, and Grassland gets the bucket, misses the free throw, but gets the ball right back. And just like that, Mill Creek's pressure comes up again and pays off for them.
Lana Poole finding that open space.
I tell you what, Lana
Poole,
Poole,
a tie score.
She's great at making that drive, kind of just putting her head down and finding the open lane, and now immediately comes up with the big steal.
Lonnie.
Nice pass by Poole, and Washington picks it up. Not quite able to finish the play, but going to the line for a couple.
Fouls on 23, one of the first. To the line.
Our team fouls are starting to rack up now too, so that could come into play if it stays as close as it has been. There we see the Mavericks take the lead.
Able to sink one shot, which puts the Mill Creek Mavericks in the lead. Washington here for the other shot. Wasn't able to sink it.
Wow.
Mill Creek.
Wow. It looked like Washington's that one's gonna haunt her. She had that steal, and as she turned to go the other way, her foot just happened to step on the line. The Grassland coach was quick to point that out for the referees.
Yes, very quick. Grassland. Dylan Garner.
Grassland likes getting it to Garner there at the top of the key and letting her kind of work her magic as she made the drive in the bucket.
The Generals with only a 1-point lead with a minute 50 seconds left to go.
I don't know how many lead changes we've had in this game, but it has been several.
Leilani going in.
Had a nice drive. Leilani's also been able to find her shot tonight, but just not able to connect with that one. Little mishandle there by the Generals. Right as Sarah McAdams was kind of going into the lane that time, just kind of lost the handle and wasn't able to regain it back. And here we are, minute 15 left on the clock here, and it's as tense as it's ever been, Christian.
For sure. Looking for some open space.
Wow.
Two-pointer block.
Looks like they got Grassland for the foul. It was funny there on the shot at the top of the key. Once again, it looked like Garner, she got tired of Poole driving on her, so she finally blocked one. She kind of got tired of that little shot there at the free throw line, so she blocked that one, but Generals were not able to haul it in, and now we have Poole shooting free throws.
Cross unable to take possession.
Close there, but not finding the bottom of the bucket. Wow. I think that was Madison Graham, had the fancy spin move for the layup, but wasn't able to connect.
.35 seconds left on the clock. That really doesn't mean anything for both of these teams because they're able to sink them pretty quickly.
And I think that was Grassland's timeout as well there. I guess when it goes into another overtime, they get another one. I'm not quite sure how that timeout situation works, but 35 seconds. Coach Brees and Coach Burgess trying to draw something up here. Not sure we've ever had a triple overtime game, so that could be something. We're setting a new record here for WCTV possibly. I'm sure it's probably happened. We've been doing sports for about 15 years like this, so I'm sure it's probably happened, but I can't personally remember it, so. Grassland inbound. And Poole and it looks like Galloway and Washington up here to try to cause havoc. Apply the pressure as Grassland brings the ball up.
Good
job.
Space.
Yeah, good job breaking the press there. Close. Almost had the jump ball, but it looks like they got the Mavericks with the foul.
22 seconds left. Home 42, visitor 43.
So we're shooting 1-1 now. Again, these fouls coming into play finally where they matter. Big first shot there. Ella Ryan. The pressure is on, and so far it's not phasing Ella. Sinks them both.
And that'll bring it to Grassland with 45 points and Mill Creek with 42.
Mill Creek's smart here, letting the ball roll up the court instead of starting the clock. Trying to save every second they can because now they got to climb back three. Poole had a good look at it, just wasn't able to connect. Jump ball called, jump ball. Grassland got trapped a little there by Poole. Poole doing a great job to try to recover from missing the three to at least make the defensive stop and get the ball back. 8.9 seconds, it all comes down to this.
On a Poole taking the shot.
Oh, they called the travel. They called the travel on Poole trying to step back. That's a rough call.
The crowd is definitely not happy with that
the
call.
The Mavericks crowd is not happy at all.
Grassland holding the ball.
What is going on?
It's 1 second, drops to 0. And that's game for Grassland. In Mill Creek.
Wow. And Coach Burgess is out there saying, hey, refs, I was trying to call a timeout. And he's very upset. That's a very unfortunate way. It's great job to the Grassland Lady Generals. Fantastic game for them. Hate for it to end with a coach trying to call a timeout and it not being seen. That's rough.
Yeah.
But what a fantastic game also by the Lady Mavericks. Both teams showing a ton of heart here, but our winners, the Grassland Lady Generals, getting it done, and congrats to Coach Reese. And how about that? Double overtime, Christian, for our first game. I'd like to see Coach Darren and Dr. Qualls top that one. All right, so there we are, our final after 2 overtimes. Grassland Lady Generals take it 45-42. We'll be back with the guys' game after this.
Welcome back to this special edition of the WCTV Basketball Game of the Week. It's now time for the WMAA Boys Championship game. I'm Darren Joines, Williamson County Schools Athletic Director, along with my special co-host, the godfather of Williamson County Schools Athletics, Mr. Jeremy Qualls.
Well, I know we're both has-beens, but tonight gives you that special feeling, man, that tingling of a championship game tonight with two good-looking teams.
Hey, you'd like to coach one of these teams, wouldn't you?
I think that we both would come out of retirement tonight and coach one of these teams.
Tip goes to Freedom. Kofi Boggs with the miss, gets his own rebound. Dr. Qualls looks like they're already letting them play.
Well, if it's any indication like the girls' game, you can tell that it's going to be an extremely physical game. They were letting those girls play back and forth, and it looks like it's going to be the same. I'm afraid these guys are going to have a hard time even keeping up with the action.
How about Elena Poole in that first game, by the way?
Unbelievable. The future is awful bright for Nolensville.
Keegan Scruggs makes the first. Caleb Beasley taking that thing coast to coast, a little out of control there.
Well, when you talk about Caleb Beasley, you look at a kid that's wide receiver, extremely. Look at his body type right now. He's ahead of the curve for somebody his age. His athleticism is off the charts.
Montgomery gets the ball taken from him by Boggs. Nice finish. Freedom up 3-0 earlier in the year. These two teams split, Dr. Qualls. They actually tied for first place in the South Division. The old coin flip determined the champion.
Well, the coin flip was never my ally. What about you?
What'd you call, heads or tails if you got the choice?
I always called heads, and I was 0 for in all the ones that it never was my friend.
Rico Braden brings it up. Boggs again. Boggs has taken over half their shots already.
As you can see right there, the athleticism. Caleb Beasley going up to steal. Little did you know, number 24, Steele Katina, one of 5 boys of the Katina family. Eli Katina being one of the kids that came through not too long ago playing college football through Independence.
Montgomery on the miss. Dominic Reed again coast to coast. Not so sure I saw that travel. May have missed something there. Something you notice already right now with Freedom, which makes it tough for Thompson Station. Any of these kids are willing to take the rebound and take it down the floor. Fill the lanes and let's go.
Yeah, it's kind of changed since the days of the 4-5s, if you will, giving it up to a guard. Right there, Beasley showing his athleticism, getting up for the foul. This game's going to come down to who, with the athleticism on the floor, who can stay out of foul trouble. I know that Thompson Station doesn't like to go too entirely deep in their bench. I can't say the same about Freedom, but fouls will become a serious factor before this game's over.
Titus Tagatuli checks in for Freedom. Tanner Lee comes out of the game. (3-1) Freedom early. 4:08 left in the first quarter. Didn't even get a heat check there, Dr. Qualls. Man's in 7 seconds, knocks down a 3.
I like it. Forget getting a touch and giving it up and getting it back. We're going for the bucket early.
Look here. Not afraid to shoot for sure. Looks like Tagatuli, his job is to come in and shoot threes.
It's a good shot right there, naturally left-handed. always catches the defenders off guard with that left hand going baseline.
Fouls on Freeman from the 35. Keegan Scruggs his first.
As soon as I say they're letting them play, now we've got a total of 5 fouls called. 4 on Freedom.
Now an offensive foul on a moving screen.
Fouls on number 2.
6 fouls in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And I'm not saying they're not fouling. Probably the excitement of the championship game. Hopefully they settle in and clean this game up as players.
Well, we can see the moving screen, but we missed a timeout earlier, but I'm going to let that one go too.
Referring to the girls' game, Grassland ends up being the champion, 45-42 over Mill Creek. Head coach Blake Burgess trying to get that timeout. Couldn't get it with about 7 seconds left.
Yeah, it's one of those things you always talk about game scenarios as players, as coaches, as referees. Everybody's got to understand time and game scenario. Good shot. That was Tylen Lewis, Coach Jones. You know who his older brother is.
Got to be Jaden.
Jaden Lewis of the Summit Spartans. He's a great 7th grader. He's a 2-year starter, coming in as a 6th grade starter last year.
Boggs again for 3. Tagatuli. He's taken 3 shots, been in 2 minutes. I like it. Nice play there by Montgomery.
Yep. Nice Euro step. And 1.
Little flex there by Boggs. You liked that, didn't you? Kofi Boggs.
That's a great play. Look, in all honesty, 8th grader, middle school kid coming through, making those Euro steps, the and 1 with the left hand. It's pretty advanced, Coach Joins.
It is advanced, and, I was impressed in that girls' game, Elena Poole. That step back she got called for that walk, pretty tough call. Good move, looked like to me. We got our stat guy with us tonight, Major Qualls, taking care of our stats for our game. Major, I want you to do me a favor. If we get to pass number 3, let me know. I hadn't seen on either end. We haven't gotten to pass number 3 yet, I don't think.
Well, we got a little bit of excitement going, a little adrenaline. Everybody's trying to be the hero early, and this is a typical situation right here.
Beasley got a little cute with the ball. Dominic Reed picks his pocket. Fortunate that he really didn't get a foul there. He's already got 1 foul.
I know, I agree. And here's another thing, too. You look like, you're looking at these two teams, athletic. You would think that the press would be on by one of these two teams. We haven't seen the press yet, which is very interesting. The press has been strong for Thompson Station all year, but I think there's a little bit of leeriness thinking that, the more athletic the team, you can't press them. But it's an interesting strategy thus far.
The old saying there, Dr. Qualls, press the team that likes to press.
That's correct.
So we'll see. Nice block there by Johnson. And Johnson with the finish, missed the layup. Pretty hectic right now out there.
It was. If you had to look at a heart rate monitor right now, everybody's beat per minute would be about the 145, 150 range. You just got to settle down. As a coach, what are you doing right now, Coach Jones? You calling a timeout or in the next dead ball or the opportunity when the end of the period? What are we telling them?
Well, if I'm Freedom, I'm definitely not calling a timeout, up 8-3. Thompson Station, maybe, get them calmed down a little bit. And as quick as these teams are, if these teams rely on 1 and 2 passes offensively, it's going to be pretty sloppy the whole night.
Right there was a prime opportunity. You're looking at a 3-on-2, maybe even a 3-on-1 in an opportunity. Instead of dropping, we're maybe forcing the issue a little bit.
Beasley misses both free throws. Still 8-3 Freedom. 1:22 left here in the first quarter. Again, our WMAA championship game from Mill Creek Middle School.
The thing about Jet Montgomery is you watch him play, and you want to see some basketball IQ. That kid's got it, man. Maybe not be the fastest, but he's heads up. He gets them off on their toes with a little bit of a head fake and goes around them and takes good shots. He's going to be a really, really good high school player, Coach Jones.
Well, he can do that thing that I always like, the guy that can spot up and shoot it too. Thompson Station's been content to let Freedom shoot the threes, and they've been content to take them. Kofi Boggs with the make, 11-3, Freedom.
Kofi Boggs leads the way right now for Freedom with 7 of the 11 points, Coach Joins.
And again, it's early in the game, but as I watch this game, I think the fast pace really favors Freedom more than Thompson Station. Not that they can't get out and run and gun, but they may have met their match here in terms of running and gunning with Freedom.
Maybe, but I would like to see it get to that track meet just to see who would be, I think it favors both of them. But you're right. The Freedom definitely, I would say, give the edge on that. But I would love to see this thing getting up and down like we expected it to be.
11-5 at the end of the first quarter. Again, this is a very special edition of WCTV Basketball Game of the Week. We're live here at Mill Creek Middle School.
And if you haven't turned down your volume yet because the two clowns calling the game, we greatly appreciate you joining us. Regardless of what it sounds like, we do have a little bit of an idea of what's going on here. We may not convey it in the best way. Shout out to our producer, Creed, in the truck. Does a wonderful job. WCTV has a great relationship with WCS Sports. We greatly appreciate what WCTV does. But we're looking at right now, Coach Joins, looking at 5 total points right now. Tylen Lewis with 2, Joey Crowley with 2, and Caleb Busy right now with 1 point for Freedom. I think the interesting thing stands out. They're 1 for 3 from the line. You look at Freedom, Kofi Boggs right now. Kofi is leading the way with 7 points, but they're also 2 of 6 behind the 3-point line, so they're letting it fly.
For Thompson Station, Beasley averaged 17 points a game this year, Montgomery 15. Right now they have a total of 1.
That's correct.
Not going to be the winning formula for them. Lewis thought about it.
Nice.
I think that's a smart play. Get to the basket, you either make a 2 or get to the free throw line.
Well, let me tell you something else about Tylen Lewis. He's having to play behind those 2 guys. They're averaging what they're averaging. He's been a great point guard of distributing the ball. But let me tell you, his time's coming next year as an 8th grader, and it just showed right there.
Tagatuli shoots his 4-3 of the night. That was one of those that came off like a rocket, so it was kind of hard to rebound as a defensive team.
Coach Wagner going back to man-to-man defense. He likes to play man. They kind of mixed it up already with a little bit of zone, but good contest.
Keywan Hodge on the shot attempt there from Freedom. Again, Hodge comes off the bench, lets it fly on the first possession. So you got to give it to these Freedom stars, not afraid to shoot. Tory Lane, by the way, graduate of Franklin High School.
2 of 8 right now. 2 of 8, but they're letting it fly.
Letting it fly.
I like it.
If I'm Thompson Station, I'm pretty content with that, to be honest with you.
Yep. You're down 4. They've played pretty good so far. Had a really good first quarter, and you're only down 4 right now. So stay the course.
The finish around the basket, to me, is what Freedom looks like they're a little bit better at.
And I kind of like the strategy of staying in this zone a little bit and kind of packing it in and keeping that from happening. Actually, they're at a matchup man right now, but
another 3-point miss. Beasley goes up for the rebound. Nice play there by Dominique Reed. By the way, I like Coach Wagner. He definitely is the best-dressed coach tonight.
Oh, yeah, he's bringing it. Uh-oh. I disagree with that call. I see that called a lot, Coach Joins. I think the kid had already kind of lost his balance. The hand thrown out there throw these referees off. It happens so fast. He automatically assumes that he pushed him down. I don't think he did. I think he just made a good crossover move.
Well, I'll tell you another thing, too. You maybe could have called a hand check.
Right.
Before that. So sometimes I got to knock you off of my arm to get you off of me.
Well, I just don't like that call. You see it happen a lot at the high school. I think I hate to say it's a has-been call because the game changes so fast on those crossovers. Things happen. Players are so much faster than when you play, Coach Joins, that,
Nice move by Lewis.
And a lot of times that right there is called a walk. Those Euro steps. That was a good move.
I'm going to tell you this, though, Dr. Qualls. This is a great crew tonight, really. These guys call some pretty big high school games.
Yes, I agree with you.
They are used to calling 3-man crews, and it's different going 2. Steele goes up for the rebound. Should have probably taken that back up.
There it is, and one. Nice play by Caleb Beasley. Not giving up on the play. 2 rebounds on the possession. Buckets and one.
This might get Beasley going, too. Struggled a little bit offensively. Get you an offensive rebound, put it in. See if he can convert the old-fashioned three-point play. Another miss from the line there from Beasley.
I'd like to see a little last year Franklin action, speed up the game a little bit, maybe get a little press going here, and making Freedom shoot those quick threes.
Well, Freedom's doing a good job of imitating it by shooting threes, imitating that Franklin squad from last year.
So now we've gone back to the zone a little bit to make them have to shoot out of the.
And you can tell Freedom's uncomfortable.
Yes, very much so. Good heads-up play.
Montgomery, again, the second leading scorer for Thompson Station. Maybe he gets to the line and he gets untracked.
Freedom fouls on 14. Titus Talatani, his second, team 7.
You know, you always look back at some of your past teams, Coach. You did such a good job of doing that, of throwing those token presses, trying to speed up the game, getting into that half-court 1-3-1 trap just to get them to speed up. That's all you want to do. Take a quick shot. People like to think you like to run and go, but it's really to get them off their game and have a quick shot.
It is. It is. Montgomery misses the second one. Good-looking stroke there from Montgomery, though. (13-10), and really it's felt like Freedom sort of dominated the game. Only up 3.
That's right. They're going to get a walk on this. Yeah,
there's an easy call there.
There's an easy call. Sure was.
Just in case they needed the help, though, Coach Tory Lane was helping them out there on the call.
So, you know, with this, we start looking at these Coach K coaching trees, if you will. What coaching tree does he come from?
Greg Glass.
Greg Glass coaching. I'm just telling you, Coach Glass has put him out now. Mill Creek's girls coach last year in the championship game is also from the Coach Glass Academy of Coaching.
Nice shot there by Tanner Lee.
Real good shot.
15-10 Freedom. Still got 2:40 to play here in the first half. Teams have settled in a little bit now. The play's a little bit better now.
It is.
A lot more passes on the offensive end for both teams. Good kick there by Beasley.
And see, here's what you've noticed thus far. I think they've played, right now, the bench play favors Freedom. He's played 2 players right now. I think they've gone 7 deep. And on Thompson Station side, we've gone 1 player with 6 deep. So I keep coming back to that overall problem if they get in foul trouble. 18 fouls to 14 fouls right now. Just keep an eye on that, Coach Jones. Maybe to make it sound like it'll turn out to be, I know what I'm talking about.
Now, that's a great observation. If Freedom can get into their bench, definitely good for them. Lewis makes the first. You can tell this kid's going to be a star next year. You can tell it.
Next year? How about right now? He's also leading the team in scoring currently with 6 points. 50% of the scoring production is coming from a 7th grader.
Like his demeanor on the floor, too. You see this zone, Freedom looks a little bit uncomfortable once they have to make 3 and 4 passes. You can tell they're really wanting to drive the ball.
Now, I'm going to give him credit right there because I would take an 8th grade three-pointer off the dribble any day, and he made that shot look awful easy.
Well, you can tell that Coach Lane's giving them the freedom to shoot, and that's part of it, right? Freedom has the freedom.
He definitely has the freedom.
That was Tanner Lee on the 3, by the way. Steele, nice job keeping the play alive. Stewart tried to do a little bit too much with the ball there. That's a couple times Reed's picked some pockets. You got to watch that kid if he's guarding you.
Coach Joyce, we've gone back to
which favors Freedom. This style of play is favoring Freedom.
It looks like we're in the 5th period PE class currently right now.
Another coach looking for a timeout here.
Coach Jones, I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell my son, Major. I've seen 16 Euro steps in this game so far and 0 buckets. Jump, stop, make the bucket. I'm old school when it comes to that, Coach Jones.
That's what you call a $100 move and a 50-cent finish.
I want to give a shout out to a good friend of mine, Coach Dr. Charles Farmer, principal of the Freedom Stars.
Absolutely.
Look, you want to talk about a competitive guy. That guy is one of the most competitive people I know. He has done a phenomenal job at Freedom, man. He may not take the credit, and he probably doesn't deserve it, but I'm going to give it to him anyways. Freedom football, 2 years in a row, WMAA champions. Basketball here. Now, he'd probably tell you that it's all because of his new regime takeover, but they've done a great job out there, man. Athletically, academically, they've got a really good thing going.
Well, he's been a big-time educator in this county for a while. Obviously a principal out there at Summit High School for a while. Moved to the central office before heading off to Freedom.
He remarkable. I enjoyed working with him in your capacity, and just a great guy.
But I think it is fair to say his better half is better.
Yes,
Miss
by
Rachel
far.
Farmer.
She's still with us. That's right. He left the better half behind.
Lewis again with a nice drive. Steals like the Dennis Rodman of WMAA, isn't he?
He is the rebounding machine. He's also the quarterback for the football team, Coach Jones.
He's running more than throwing, I'm guessing. Nice shot there. Tanner Lee playing really well right now for Freedom. They're up 23-13. This thing was 15-12 a couple of minutes ago. 8-1 run here by Freedom. Big possession for Thompson Station.
See, now we've gotten into the 4 shots. It's, when I say force, in a quarter, but they've stretched them out enough that they're feeling really uncomfortable getting outside their comfort zone, as you can well see. But like you said, I mean, here it is. It's a 10-point game, and it really feels like it probably ought to be a 20-point game. So, they're not out of it by any stretch of imagination. But these quarters are short at the middle school level, different than high school. And you've got to make up a lot of ground in a short amount of time, Coach Jones.
Yeah, 6 minutes isn't much, no doubt about that. We're here with our special edition WCTV basketball game of the week, girls championship game. Grassland Middle School, Coach Brees, they win 45-42 in double overtime over Mill Creek. It's halftime of the boys championship game. Freedom leads 23-13 over Thompson Station. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back to Mill Creek Middle School. It's the special edition of the basketball game of the week, WMAA championship version. Freedom up 23-13 at the half as we start second half play. Be curious to see the adjustments Thompson Station tries to make to slow down this Freedom offense.
Yeah, as we look at Thompson Station right now leading at halftime, you got Caleb Beasley with 3 points, Jet Montgomery with 1, Tylen Lewis with 6, and Joey Crowley with 2. And right on cue, Jet Montgomery, as I was going to make a point, averaging 15 with 1 at halftime, looking to get an and 1.
Nice run out there. That's one thing about shooting the threes. You got to get back on defense. Those long rebounds can lead to some transition points. Thompson Station takes advantage of it there. You have our stats on three-point percentage for Freedom. 3 for what now? That couple of misses there.
Well, right now from the free throw line, if you look at Thompson Station, they're only 4 for 9 right now. On three-point attempts, you're looking at Freedom coming in second half with 4 of 10. 40%, Coach. It's not bad.
Beasley with the dish to Montgomery, so it looks like Thompson Station said, as you said earlier, let those ponies run a little bit.
Got to, baby. Got to. When you got the thoroughbreds in the Kentucky Derby, you got to let them roll.
Nice rebound by Lee, but he misses the putback.
We got a double foul here, it looks like, Coach Joins.
Frustration foul there by Lee, I think. Couple misses. And, of course, like most players, he didn't touch anybody.
You know, you see that as a growing thing over the time. I think it's a trickle-down effect from where? The NBA. It really is. I mean, my son, hey, he was king of it too, doing the reverse cobra, looking at me with the hands on the head. I'm like, don't be doing that.
I think he was just imitating his daddy.
Could have been. I was a great player for the referees.
23-17. You see Boggs now face guarding Montgomery. That's a shot Freedom wants, I believe.
I believe I would agree with you.
Scruggs on the rebound. Again, off to the races, Dominic Reed.
Here's the interesting stat, Coach Jones. That's only Thompson Station's third attempt from three-point land. They're right now 0 for 3.
What's the Freedom statistic there?
4 of 10.
You missed 2 to start the half. That's now 5 of 13. 5 of 13, I believe. Montgomery with a big 3. You can tell when he gets hot, he can fill it up. Montgomery 1 point in the first half, already 5 here in the second half. 26-20 Freedom. We're only 2 minutes into the second half. They cut into that 10-point lead, now down by 6. Big possession right here for both teams.
Kofi Boggs right now leading the way with 10 for Freedom.
Reed with a little bit of a wild shot. Rebound by Montgomery. 3-on-1. Got to give that up earlier. Got to give it up earlier.
Coach, that's a tough, as kids develop, they have to understand the spacing. They have to understand give it up to get it back. Right?
No doubt about it.
That's a prime example.
And then if you do make it all the way down the free throw line, whatever happened to the old jump, stop, and dish, right?
Toes to the baseline.
Yes. Again, we're talking, 100 years ago? Now it's jump passing.
Yeah, we sound like we're calling the Hoosiers game.
Which I'm not bad with the jump passing either, by the way. I don't mind. Reed from deep. No good. Boggs on the rebound again. Those three-point shots going to have some long rebounds. Titus Tagatuli, not afraid to shoot it. I think he's 2 for 6 from 3 now. Good defense there by Boggs. When Freedom can make Montgomery put it on the deck, it's in their favor. Montgomery against this team needs to be a little bit more of a spot-up shooter. And he's proven he can knock them down.
Coach, I realize what I can't knock down are these stats.
Stewart, nice shot. That's his first shot attempt. Good-looking stroke, though.
Little head fake, put it on the deck, bust it.
Not many people taking the 15-footer nowadays. It's layups and threes.
Nice play.
Speaking of which, nice job there by Dominic Reed. He's having a nice game. I like how he's aggressive on the offensive end. Kind of the Boggs show in the beginning, but now Reed's sort of taking
He's going
the
for
lead.
his 5th point right here.
He's taking the lead offensively in terms of being aggressive.
Coach, is it safe to say that
Leads back to 10.
Independence, Summit, and Franklin all look pretty good right now?
Centennial.
Yeah, maybe Centennial. Those, with what I see on the floor.
No doubt about it. 8-point game. Again, now it feels like Thompson Station's really played well, but still it's only down to 8. First half, it felt like they were getting dominated, and they were down 10. There's their man, Dominic Reed, again with the miss. Man, that kid plays hard. Wow.
Wow. Great second effort.
He's got several offensive rebounds, some on his own misses.
Well, if I was any kind of stat keeper, I'd have rebounds, but I don't have any.
Well, let's just make it up. He's got 7.
Easy.
Montgomery, that's more his game. Nice rebound there by Stewart.
Real nice. Second effort. There
Wow.
you go. Great effort.
I'm going to guess Bradley Stewart's a multi-sport athlete as well.
I would say that you're right. I know that.
If he's not, he should be.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, that 4 of the 5, Tyler would be my question mark right now, but I know for a fact 4 of the 5 play football.
Yeah.
You've got 2 receivers and a quarterback out here.
Bradley Stewart, he's got 1 field goal attempt, or 2, which he's made 1. The stroke he's got at the free throw line, he shouldn't be afraid to put it up.
I love the lefty.
Nice looking stroke. Hits them both. You talk about Beasley and Montgomery, who have been their leading scorers. They've missed some free throws. Stewart steps up, hits a couple of free throws, down to 8 points.
Well, you kind of talked about it earlier. I mean, you really got to look at what cancels itself out. The athleticism of Beasley and Kofi kind of, that cancel each other out. You look at Tylen Lewis and maybe Dominic Reed. Somebody somewhere down the line, 4th player, 5th player, 6th player somewhere, that could be the difference in the game, like we were talking about earlier. Right there's a prime example of what you're talking about.
All right, Dr. Qualls, you also have some coaching experience as well. If you're Coach Wagner, what are you doing now? It's down to 8, minute 38 left, but like you talked about, these games are over pretty quickly, only 7.5 minutes remaining.
He's doing exactly what Charles Farmer would not tell me to do, which is I would come out and I would do the press. There's got to be a time that you've got to gamble early before you try to gamble late, but then you do this right here.
Good
Thompson
play.
Station has showed all night. That was a great defensive possession, but they've showed all night that they're rebounding. There's an Achilles heel there.
Lewis on the finish.
Speed the game up.
Nice play by
Coach,
Montgomery there.
Speed the game up. Force Freedom to take ill-advised deep threes quickly. See if that plays in your favor. But you have a short amount of time, a little window of time here to do that gamble. And then you have to kind of reevaluate. Should we stay in it? Are we back in the game? 2 or 3 points, maybe 2 possessions. Do we back off of it then? Because, sometimes those gambles can go too long.
Again, Boggs face guarding Montgomery. You can tell that Freedom, they're really conscious of not letting Montgomery get going here. Nice spin move there by Steele.
That was a really good move.
He kind of runs like Rodman, too, like on his tiptoes.
That's his first 2 points of the game.
Good-looking move. They've cut it to 4 all of a sudden.
He's a good-looking kid, man. I mean, he's coming in at about 6'2", maybe even 6'3".
Johnson elevates, misses. Lewis on the rebound. Here come the Thunder. Wow.
Pretty sure they missed a call right there.
I thought he was fouled there. But as a coach, I'll be honest, I loved it when they let him play.
Well, Coach, this looks like Franklin basketball right here. Next thing you know, we've got the team that you would think would run you out of the gym making the early turnovers here. Well, it's not early now, but the late turnovers that allows you to get back in this game, to slowly get yourself in. If they score right here and make this a 1-possession game, Coach, it's a different game.
The number of times Thompson Station has messed around with the ball and got it taken from them,
Yeah.
it's several. Trying to cross over, trying to keep it a little bit too long. You got to move the ball
You
against
can't
this
do this
defense.
against a Freedom team like this. It's too good, too fast, too good defensively. You just can't do it. You can't do it.
5.3 left.
And your wings have to recognize that, too. They're going to have to get open. Big possession right here.
Johnson with the miss. That's the end of the third quarter. Thompson Station cuts into that 10-point halftime lead. They go on a 17-11 run there in the third quarter. So entering the fourth quarter, it's 34-30. Freedom still with the lead, but only by the slimmest of margins.
Coach, I've got the silver bullet. I've got the formula, and it's a fail-safe, guaranteed formula.
I can't wait to hear it.
First one to 40 wins this ball game. 15 or less turnovers. Since I'm not keeping up with 15 or less, if the team that gets to 40 gets beat, I'm going to say they had more than 15 turnovers. But I'm going to tell you right now, I've seen too many ball games. I've watched your games and everybody else's. First team to 40 with 15 or less turnovers is going to win this game.
Wow. You've heard it right here. Great atmosphere here tonight, by the way.
It does have a championship feel. It's got a high school feel. There's many high school games that I have coached in. I haven't had the luxury of being big time like you, but I've been in a lot of rural gyms, including the Barn at Loretta and Marshall County and Lexington and over in Bolivar, which is by
great
far
places to play.
The best basketball places you could ever imagine. That would love to have this crowd right here.
No doubt about that.
That's the best thing about WCS Sports. Williamson County, our parent base, they love their athletics. And I guess the same goes with the Freedom. They're no different because I consider them just as a part of us in this league as anybody else. Great move by Steele Katina. It is a one-possession game, Coach Joyce.
Hey, Steele and Stewart have made a big difference in this comeback.
Hey, you got to look. I think there's a mismatch right there a little bit on quickness with Steele Katina and Keegan Scruggs. It may be a little bit – he can get to the cup a little faster and keep working that. That would be a great opportunity.
All of a sudden, 5.5 minutes left. It's 34-32. Big possession here for Freedom. Nice job by Dominic Reed cleaning it up there for Freedom, 36-32.
Dominic Reed with 9 points. He's had a really good second half. I think you have a little bit of a mismatch right there at the guard position, but he's got to handle the ball. Nice use of the body. Toes to the baseline. Power jump. That's how you play basketball. Draw the foul.
Wow, it's like you're coaching up here. I'm impressed.
I'm just telling you. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to make a bold prediction. In 2 more years, somebody would have just got dunked on right there.
I agree with that. Beasley with the make. 36-33. Thompson Station got it together offensively in this second half. 13 points in the first half, 21 so far here in the second. Still have 5 minutes to play. 36-34 Freedom.
I kind of hope this ends like the girls' game. Go to overtime, give it a little extra time. I know everybody at home wants to hear us a little bit longer.
Probably have some listeners all the way from Gallatin.
Probably do. For those Gallatin fans, we're so glad that you joined us. You'll never get rid of us. Oh.
Nice finish there by Johnson.
Not sure he got an extra step slipped in there, but anyway, it's not a walk, only if they call it. And one. Nice play.
You know, in the first quarter, especially the first 4 or 5 minutes, Kofi Boggs was the offense for Freedom, taking most of the shots. Hadn't been the case since then.
Dominic Reed's got 9 points right now, and Boggs is still stuck at 10, which he had in the first half.
Shows you the depth of this Freedom team. Definitely not a one-man show. Nice job handling the ball by Lewis. Needs to get rid of it.
Right there's a prime opportunity. What I was telling you, Coach Jones, that kid is a 7th grader handling that kind of pressure is pretty impressive.
It is. Steele with a nice move there at the end of that play. Just couldn't get it to go. Looks like Coach Lane is telling Freedom to be deliberate. I've seen a lot of people try to put it in the freezer too early, though.
Nice move.
There's our man Titus Tagatuli attempting another 3. Great block by Beasley. He's had a couple of those. Another high flyer.
Yeah, it's definitely high flyer, and he let him know about it too. Just missed over and back.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he came down with that foot. Had to have all three elements over.
You're correct.
Came down with the foot there. Nice move by Boggs. That's both feet in the ball, by the way.
That's correct. I'm going back to 2007, West Tennessee.
Back when we had the double line.
That's right.
You crossed, and then the 10-second line was half court from the other side and all that stuff. Kofi Boggs at the free throw line. 4-point lead here for Freedom. Again, we're live here at Mill Creek Middle School. WMAA Boys Championship game. These two teams split in the regular season. Both went 12-1 in the league. The old coin toss decided 1 and 2. Freedom won that to go to the number 1 seed, but they were in opposite brackets. So these have been the best two teams. I think it's been pretty obvious the whole year.
Very obvious.
Give a shout out to Coach Brett Young, the athletic director here at Mill Creek, doing a great job helping run this tournament. Also the PA guy tonight.
Tanner Lee with another bucket there. It brings his total to 10 points. They have 2 guys in double digits so far and 1 knocking on the door with 9 with Dominic Reed.
A little out of control there by Montgomery. 42-36. Thompson Station cuts it to 2. Now all of a sudden it's back to 6.
Coach, we haven't seen a whole lot of timeouts in this game. I guess we're stockpiling. We've got 5 timeouts left for Thompson Station. You're going to have to call one if we can't get a bucket the next possession or 2.
Oh, big steal right there by Reed. Now Lewis claims he had his hands straight up. He didn't.
Anytime you move that an ounce, any degree forward, they're going to call it a foul every single time.
You know, something you don't see people do a lot is that straight up and jump, which you can do. Rule of verticality, that is called, I believe. If it's not, it's like I'm making stuff up here.
I'm glad we've got one expert on the broadcast tonight.
Hey, you just got to act like you know what you're doing. If I was down there officiating, I'd blow that whistle like I meant it. Boggs hits the first. 7-point game now.
Coach, you got to get a little nervous if you're Thompson Station. This time is slipping away. Every possession is so crucial that you've got to score or have a good possession on defense. You can't let this thing get out of hand.
I like the pick and pop here by Montgomery. Good call right there. Got him with the body.
Freedom foul, number 22, Kanai.
And I like the reaction of Kanai Johnson. Shaking his head a little bit, but didn't throw the hands up, didn't do any of that stuff. That pays off for you, too. These refs, listen, they don't want to hear it from a 13, 14-year-old. So Johnson just gets the foul called on him, goes about his business. Couple big makes there from Lewis. 43-38.
Both teams in the bonus, Coach Joins.
Yeah, that's big there.
Good timeout.
Good job there by Coach Lane running down the sideline, being animated, making sure they could see him.
Because you got to think, if that's a turnover right there, you hit a bucket, you're now only up by 3. Now you've got the ball. You got a chance to draw up a play, extend this lead a little bit more. You're looking at 5 timeouts left for Thompson Station. I believe 3 left for Freedom. Both teams in the bonus right now, 1-1 for each team. I would be telling my guys, we got to get the clock stopped, try to get in there, get on the body, see if you can't get to the free throw line. Try to claw our way back in this thing with 2 minutes to go, 2.5 minutes to go. Can't make any mistakes, Coach.
A lot of time to play, like you mentioned. The possessions have to be quality. Don't force the shots. Make sure you get a good shot every possession if you have a chance coming back down 5, 2.5 to go.
Yeah, Freedom doesn't need a 3 off the bounce right here. Now they're going to look at going a 4-corner action, maybe a weave. And as you, back to your point, you know, you look at a little bit going too soon. You get a little bit out of your comfort zone. Those passes get a little bit longer. What do you think about that call? I mean, is it a little too soon, or you kind of like the call?
Well, I think it depends on what they're used to doing during the season, but you have to be willing to attack the basket. I think when people get in trouble is when they try to throw it around the perimeter. Every pass is on the perimeter rather than getting in the middle of the defense and taking advantage of some drives for some layups. I like Tagatuli.
That's his 7th point for the night so far.
Not afraid to shoot the ball, handle the ball. He's big off the bench for Freedom. Has been tonight anyway. Misses the second. Oh, big rebound right there.
Oh, and he gives it right back. Coach, you know, it drives you crazy as a coach when you have a 4-on-2 free throw situation.
Good finish there by Beasley. No doubt about that. Kenai Johnson on the make.
Coach, there's a lot of talent out there.
No doubt about it. Oh, nice move. Dominic Reed with the finish.
48-40.
Reed's come up big here in the second half.
They have come out big, man. I'll tell you what, they've got Reed right there. That was with his 11th point. You've got Kofi Boggs sitting right now at 13 points. You've got Tanner Lee at 10 points. You've got 3 starters right now with double digits.
Let me tell you, at the high school level, you get 3 players in double figures, you've got a great chance to win. These games are 8 minutes shorter, 24 minutes. You get 3 guys in double figures in the middle school, it's almost lights out. Hey, by the way, Dr. Qualls, I wanted to mention, obviously you were in the athletic director position for 5 years here in WCS, and I say you created a lot of this. You got to look at this atmosphere and really be proud.
Well, let's pump the brakes a little bit on that. I don't have a whole lot to do with this. Listen, who doesn't want to come and watch these 2 team plays? Are you kidding me? These teams are loaded.
Let me give you some advice. A wise man told me once, if they try to give you the credit, take it, because they'll certainly try to give you the blame.
That's true. I just want to. Here's what I want credit on. Who was the first team to 40?
Well, they were probably the first team to 20 also, if you want to talk about that. But yes, you were correct. But I don't know if the less than 15 turnovers is a thing. I'm not sure.
It's and/or. First one to 40 and/or.
Okay, and/or. Major Qualls, I'm sure, could give us the stats, or Murphy Qualls.
Oh, no. See, that play, that's out of frustration.
Dipped his shoulder.
Yeah, that's a little bit. We were trying to prove a point.
You know, the way he can jump, he could have just elevated and scored.
Right, man. I mean, that's the thing. You've got to learn from that. I get it. They're 8th graders. That will come in time, but you have to look back at that and say that was not real smart on my behalf.
I like how calm Tagatuli. Oh, he's a little too calm right there, but Tagatuli, for a guy coming off the bench, I like his demeanor, man. He's cool, calm, and collected. Doesn't seem to be intimidated by the moment.
Smart play by Boggs right there. Just waste a little bit of the clock.
Good pump fake.
They are sitting in the driver's seat, 1 foul away from double bonus.
Got to cut that middle there. Now we got a couple guys there in the middle.
One minute to go.
Little circus act right there by Tagatuli.
Coach, I'm afraid we've let a little bit of time to go under there. Too much time off the clock. You're down 8, 40 seconds to go.
You know, right there, Lee had a chance to hit Tagatuli for the layup. Probably got to take the layup. Tagatuli wide open, didn't make the pass. You go up 10 with 56 seconds left. I think you got to take that.
And mentally, what does that do to the defensive team? It's running around trying to get steals.
Lights out. That's what it does.
Hey, lights out, the party's over.
Well, we're going to get some Don Meredith here in a second from you. Kenai Johnson with the make, 49-40. Timeout, Coach Wagner and Thompson Station.
Thompson Station, to give them credit, man. Second year in being a school, looking for their first WMAA championship tonight. That's a lot, saying a lot about a school that's only been around 2 years.
Well, it's a lot to be proud of for sure. Obviously, they're not looking for moral victories, but no shame in losing to this team. Like I talked about before, both were 12-1 during the regular season in the league. They beat one another. So we knew coming in this was going to be a toss-up kind of game.
It's been fun to watch. I mean, I hope that all these kids, when they get on these WCS rosters at the high school, the experiences, the district tournaments, how well you know, that experience is second to none in just about any place I've been. It really is, including the West Tennessee, Bolivers, Liberty Techs. They're great. But I'm telling you, you go back to the Reese Glover Franklin teams, the John Carter Summit teams, the Grayson Murphy Independence teams, and think about those district tournaments and those atmospheres. It's really unbelievable. And those kids will not get that experience anywhere outside of WCS.
It's not close. You said it well. It's not even in the same league. Like you said, this crowd tonight, this is a pretty good high school crowd at a lot of places. Johnson misses the second. Thompson Station got to take it to the rack. Nice move there by Beasley. Good finish by Steele. Good early foul there by Lewis. Got to lengthen the game now.
So let's look at, speaking of that, let's look at what Freedom has done from the free throw line for the night. Right now they're sitting at 7 of 10 free throws. So it's not a bad percentage as a team. But with 36 seconds in the championship game, will they get tight? Will they make them and close the door on Thompson Station? We'll see.
They make free throws. This one's over. I like how Thompson Station took the ball to the rack. Doesn't have to be threes yet. You just got to have scores. I see teams shooting the threes maybe a little quicker than they need to. They need buckets, twos or threes.
Well, in this case right here, you can go 2 for 1 because he's going to end up missing a free throw. Best he can do is get 1 point, so get an easy one, and let's do it again.
Better make sure they get the block out here. Thompson Station doesn't have that second guy on that left side. That would have been on that other side. That could have been a rebound. Oh, wow. Well, unlike the last possession, they kind of settled for that three there. I get it. I get it. He's a kid, 7th grader, thinking maybe they need a three. Nothing wrong with the three, but obviously he was contested. Maybe could have been a foul there, but really the ref would have bailed him out.
Make them have to call it. Take it to the hole, like you said. Try to go 2 for 1 right here. Got the same guy up on the free throw line.
Pagatuli with 3 straight misses.
3 straight misses.
With his stroke, that's surprising.
Just think right now, if it was 44-49,
different story.
Get that bucket.
Still may have a chance if he misses here. Another miss, 4 straight there. Thompson Station needs a bucket here. Kick out for 3. Montgomery from deep.
Coach, we went into full-blown panic mode right there. Just get the bucket and go back to the foul.
The Freedom Stars.
Your 2020 WMAA champions.
Last year, this team had a lot of 7th graders who contributed in the semifinals, played that really good Grassland team a tough game. 1 year later, they're the champions of WMAA.
Interesting note, this is their 5th straight free throw as Thompson Station will concede right here and substitute for their starters. It's a great,
nice move there by Coach Wagner.
Yeah, great run for these 8th grade kids. Going to move on. They're going to make some high school coaches proud. Nice, classy move. I know somewhere my friend Dr. Charles Farmer is laid up, pumping his fist right now, wanting that hardware to come back to the Franklin Special School District.
I can't wait to see what his critique is of the performance here.
I don't want to hear him. I will not give him the satisfaction of that.
6 straight free throws missed at the end by Freedom. Again, Thompson Station just couldn't make any buckets there late. Your final score, Freedom is your WMAA champion. They defeat Thompson Station for a second time this year. Tonight it's 49-42. Here at Mill Creek Middle School. A couple of great championship games.
It was. Coach, I want to talk to you real quick about something. I know you and I discussed this quite a bit. The TWAA has a recognized Middle School Association, I want to give a shout out to Fairview Middle School, making it to the state championship game, beating that championship game as state runner-ups. This is important to these kids. Obviously, you can tell. I would love nothing more to see these two talented teams, Coach, to see how far they can make it in a league like that. And furthermore, on the flip side of that, I would have loved to see Fairview Middle in this league.
Yeah, those are great observations. I can tell you this. Those kids these kids won't forget this, but I can assure you,
absolutely,
those Fairview kids are not going to ever forget going over there to Murfreesboro, playing a couple of games against teams from way out of the area, right? They lose to Bellevue Middle, not Bellevue Middle from Nashville, by the way. I believe that's Memphis Bellevue Middle, and defeated, if I'm not mistaken, in the semifinals, Bolivar.
They did, Bolivar Middle School.
So, yeah, these kids won't forget it. But again, a TSSAA championship game, and I can assure you that's big time there in Fairview.
I'm assuming that Preston Brooks, the athletic director at Fairview Middle, and the coaches out there will get a banner that will say 2020 TSSAA state runner-ups, something to be proud about, something that will always live. Just like Freedom, I'm sure will put up their WMAA banner. I'm not trying to see which one outweighs the more, but I would have loved to have seen how many teams we could have had in that tournament advance. And furthermore, I think that Fairview Middle, maybe for the first time, I don't want to say in existence, but the first time in 6 years I've been here, would have really been a disruptor in this tournament.
No doubt about that. No doubt about it. Congratulations to Freedom. Coach Tory Lane, big win tonight, 49-42 over Thompson Station. And again, congratulations to the the Grassland girls. Coach Paul Breeze with a double overtime win in the girls' game, 45-42. The scores look very similar, 45-42, 49-42.
If you look at the winning team, Kofi Boggs finishes with 13. Johnson finishes with 6. Dominic Reed finishes with 11. Tanner Lee with 11. And right now, you think about, we've talked about it, 3 kids in double figures at the middle school level is pretty impressive.
It really is. You'd be, again, like we talked about before, hard-pressed to beat any middle school team that has 3 kids in double figures, and that's something obviously Freedom did tonight. And what I liked about Freedom, they had different guys who could step up and do it. Had some other guys. Tagatuli, we talked about him a lot tonight. I think he had 7 points off the bench.
He did.
So Freedom had one of those teams, they were taking what the defense was giving them.
You look on the side of Thompson Station, Caleb Beasley finishes with 13. Bradley Stewart with 4. Excuse me. Jet Montgomery with 7. Tyler Lewis with 8. Steele Katina with 5. And Joey Crowley with 2. So none of the players from Thompson Station reach their season averages. So that gives a hats off to Freedom, their athleticism, their defensive strategies for the night. I know that Coach Glass, Coach Glass is smiling somewhere right now too, happy.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Dr. Qualls, thanks for joining me tonight. Our audience, thanks for putting up with us. That's a wrap here from Mill Creek Middle School. Congratulations once again to the Grassland Middle School girls for their WMAA championship, and to the Freedom Middle School boys for their 49-42 win over Thompson Station. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on the Basketball Game of the Week.